Hey, what's up, guys? I am Matt, and this is My Crazy Podcast, episode 73. Who are you?
Woo, 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 woo!
Really? There's only two of us. You gotta give a name.
My name is Jim.
And I'm Matt for redundancy's sake. And this is a two-man podcast. We're doing a little...
Dos Manos.
We're doing a little experiment. And by experiment...
Not like that.
And by experiment, well, maybe. We don't know what's gonna happen afterwards.
Well, hey, I didn't feed this man tequila.
Yeah, YOLO. But... So, yeah, this is an experiment, aka no one else was available at midnight on Friday. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy fucking 4th of July fucking span of time. Whew.
Yeah, what'd you do for 4th of July?
Well, I went to my girl's house in Connecticut, and I drank a lot. A lot. Like, I showed up, she's like, yeah, babe, by the way, like, you know, look in the fridge, got you a couple things. Open up fridge, and it's just, like, stocked, like, cases of beer, liquor. I'm like, damn. This woman trying to get me drunk or something. She's trying to probably do something crazy with me.
Wow. That sounds illegal.
It was a good time.
Yeah, no, me and,
saw a lot of fireworks.
That's lit. I didn't see fireworks the day of.
Well, they just have fireworks in the middle of, like, everything. It's like this one well, apparently by her, these two the night that I chose to go, which was the night before, these two towns have it the same night. So, like, by where the one restaurant where she works at, that's where, like, everybody congregates at, like, thousands of people, like, all over the streets and shit, all over, to watch these fucking fireworks. So you get two shows at once for free.
Yeah, you know, in my town, we had fireworks the weekend before, which is, like, obviously, like, it was still in June, technically. But they actually have the fireworks. The park is, like, you can see the fireworks from my house, from my deck, so I didn't need to drive anywhere. I just went to my backyard. Yeah. And freaky thing happened, though. My baby Prince, I have a cat named Prince, but he's my baby. He was
whip.
Yeah, facts. He was hiding real well. I was scared he got out, like, in between, like, just going in and out of the backyard. I was like, I got worried for like 20 minutes because he was hiding real good, and then I eventually, like, found him because he responds to me.
Was he scared of the explosions and shit?
Yeah, he was scared of the fireworks.
My friend's dog is like that.
My other cat was...
My dog is like that, too.
My other cat, Samantha, was scared, too, but she didn't, like, hide. But he hid. And that's... What worried me is he usually comes out when I call him at first, but it took a little bit. Eventually, like, after, like, 10 minutes of me calling him, I just hear, like, purring. And then he just meows, and I see his face, and then I pick him up, and I let him know it's okay. He's really like my child. It's... When I first got him, I got him from Josh also. I got him from Josh. Because Josh and his girlfriend at the time, because it was at, like, her apartment. It was a stray. I got it, and I held it. At first, it was a little worried. I was like, no, you're my baby. And then for the rest of the day, I just held it there, and it knew it was mine. And then it kind of never changed.
Fuck cats.
That'll be the saddest day of my... No, this cat is fucking awesome. I can literally talk to it. Not literally. I'm not crazy. But, like, if I'm like... Obviously, I know he doesn't understand what I'm saying, but I'm like, hey, Prince, how's your day? He'll meow back at me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And it'll be like, he'll just keep meowing. But, like, he'll meow and, like... He knows... He kind of understands. I feel like he gets it. Not really, but, you know, I'm a crazy cat, dude. I get it. It's fine.
Very much
What I did for 4th of July, though, is me and Moors ended up watching most of Stranger Things, and, you know, just chilling. That was the day.
That was a fantastic day. Stranger Things was amazing. I only have one episode left.
It's fucking good. We're gonna do the spoiler stuff next week, but I'll talk about, like, overall so far. No, like, overall, like, where the story ends. But right now, like, the only nitpick really I have is some of the CG. I feel like they relied on CG a little bit too much this season, especially in the first scene and the first shot. Like one of the first shots in the first scene. I don't mind saying this because like it's literally the first scene. They have a device that, and I even think it's in the trailer. They're trying to open up the hole, the door, and they're using a device, and they do like a insert shot, like like going through the device, like inside of it, and it's like all CG. And I'm just like, yo, this isn't the vibe of what Stranger Things is. But luckily, the rest of the season isn't like that. But that first scene had me worried. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a little bit out of the box. They were like for the Duffer Brothers to do it like that, but
like because you could have. My thing is maybe they didn't have when they shot that scene, they didn't have the device, the actual prop there. Maybe
it's very possible.
Maybe it wasn't built yet. I don't know.
It's very possible.
But even then, why would you hold on those shots for that long? Like, it's no. I don't think that was. There's some shots. There is some shots in the season where like they hold on the CG too long.
Yeah.
And that's just it doesn't. It's not. You should never hold on a CG shot too long in general, but especially for the vibe they're going for, it doesn't. It kind of that didn't work. But like overall though, didn't kill it for me. I saw the entire thing. Technically saw it twice.
Shit.
Yeah, I got a little. I mean, I didn't actually get in trouble. She didn't care, but I like saying that just to add some spice for the podcast.
A little bit spice.
So yeah, no, we watched all the way through episode 6, and I had to bring Morris home, and then I went back home and I immediately watched episode 7, episode 8, and then I ended up started watching the season again today. I was FaceTiming. I was like, hey, so did you end up watching the last episode? She's like, no, I'm waiting for you. I'm like, oh. She's like, what? I'm like, I definitely didn't watch the last 2 episodes last night, and I'm definitely not rewatching the whole season right now.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
I made a mistake.
Yeah. I
mean, she doesn't. No, to be fair, she doesn't actually care. But yeah, I definitely didn't. I didn't see that. I was like, I just assumed that you finish the season. We could, I wasn't thinking.
No. Next time,
wait,
or just don't ever.
Don't ever. Just don't ever watch Netflix.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Might help solve a couple things.
Shout out, sorry Netflix. Just moving to Hulu now. But no, honestly, overall, fucking season was great. Not gonna get into the spoilers. Not really much to complain about. I don't think besides my thing with CG. And there is 2 other things, but I'm gonna wait till the spoiler to talk about that. What did you think so far?
Honestly, I love the new direction that they went with things. It was so crazy seeing everybody so grown up. Like Mike is so grown up now.
Yeah.
Even compared to last season, like he's aged to like.
It's almost been 2 years since the last season.
Spurt. Yeah, he went through a growth spurt though. Yeah,
they all did. They all look much older now. Well, not that they're older, but they're still like kids. But it's like they're definitely had an age jump, and that's definitely shown in the season very well.
Yeah,
depicted.
Like, it's not.
That's one thing I love about it. They all this is the same thing with all the seasons. Like they all kind of branch into their own little groups, and they all intertwine back together. I think this was probably one. I don't know. Season 1 may have done it better, but no, I'll say it right now. Just off. Well, it's still early, but my gut reaction right now, I think this season did the best job of branching those stories out and then bringing them back together in like a meaningful way.
Like that show was able to like mirror relationships, I feel, really well this season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially with like I don't know. I don't want to give away too much shit.
I mean,
well, I'm just gonna keep it at that. I'm just gonna keep it at
the way that they handle relationships was very real. I think that's
like it was very raw and authentic. Like it reminded me of especially a couple situations that the kids go through specifically, like within the friend group and shit like that. Like certain certain emotions that you'll see and things that happen and whatnot, like I've seen go down, whether it was me doing them or seeing somebody else acting that same way or go through that same.
That team is just very good.
Yeah,
they're very, like, Netflix should try to do whatever they can to keep them on. I'm not, like, whether or not Stranger Things goes forward after this season. I mean, like, they should have them do more shows in general. Like, they're very good at what they do, I think. And yeah, maybe this is one show, but they did 3 seasons of it that were fire.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's hard to do. You could say that the first season was a one-hit wonder, maybe, or like the kind of or like a fluke, but like the next 2 seasons are, I think, increasingly got better and better. So
Stranger Things is still still blowing my mind to this day.
Since you said the word beyonding by accident, one thing I'm annoyed about, they had no Stranger Things Beyond. They didn't add a new season of that.
Oh, they didn't?
No. I was disappointed. After I watched the first season, I went back to that, but I just ended up watching The People vs. OJ.
No, they probably do have one, but it's probably just not released yet.
But why wouldn't you? They released the last one simultaneously.
I know, but shit happens.
I just don't think it would make. I don't think they're gonna do it because it wouldn't make sense for them to do it later. Because right now people are thinking about Stranger Things, so it's like, do it. Although one thing I think that they should do is, I think they should, even though it'll hurt my soul at the same time, I do think that they should start maybe spacing out the episodes instead of giving it all at once. So that way we can start getting some stuff sooner, maybe, or just in general, just like, I don't know, especially this show. Imagine if you have to wait a week. Imagine I don't know. Part of art is how you release it.
Yeah, this whole limited release thing and shit like that for clothing and all this shit and all that. You know, Jack's prices up on shit and, like, you know, put value on it, I guess, but I feel like it also depends on the person and that's investing themselves into whatever you're making.
Yes, but I think it adds more hooks into you if it's like you have to go week by, like, think about Game of Thrones, going week by week, but obviously besides this last season, you know, every week you're just thinking about the next episode.
Yeah.
I think Netflix needs to do. Well, I'm just thinking about it from a business perspective. Maybe this is from a fan perspective. Yeah, give me it all at once. But from a business perspective, I think that they should start spacing it out. So then, like, because think about it. After 2 weeks, I don't think anyone's gonna be talking about it. So, like, after a month, usually people are done talking about the stuff. Like, stuff moves so quickly now.
Mm-hmm.
They need to, like, have people hooked in for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any other things about Stranger Things?
Fucking watch it, people. It's good shit.
Facts. No, it's super fire. What else? You know what else is on Netflix? The Bob Lazar fucking.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. I should stop cursing. I literally just said the F word 3 times, I think, in a sentence. It's late. I'm tired.
Yeah. Fucking exhausted.
Yeah, this is late night after hours. You know how Comedy Central had the after hours when they had the what's that DVD?
Oh, the after hour dark shit or whatever.
No, well, yeah, but what the commercial was the girl all the commercials were Girls Gone Wild shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fire back in the day. I was like 8.
Oh my god.
What else was on Netflix was this Bob Lazar documentary. Yo, it's kind of freaky. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of believe it. Kind of don't. Because, you know, I don't want to believe that my government's been hiding the fact that we have UFO. I should also state the fact. Bob Lazar, physicist, was apparently at a base called S4, which was like 15 miles away from Area 51. And his job was to work on the propulsion systems for one of 9 UFOs that our government has been hiding. The U.S. government, I shouldn't say ours, because we do have people outside the United States listening.
Yes.
The United States government has been hiding from the world. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast. Some of them, one of them, he said looks like it was shot down, so that may be how it came about, whether our government shot it down or, you know. Another one he was told was from an archaeological dig, so I don't know how that works, but and then the rest of them he doesn't know where they came from, which from my understanding and in the documentary they pretty much say like he only worked on propulsion because he's a physicist. So, like the way they found him kind of was, I watched the Joe Rogan podcast to see why they needed him at that time. So apparently the guy who had his job right before him died from trying to like use a laser and break open the propulsion system. It just exploded on him. So apparently the dude who had his job right before him died from working on it, and they just kind of, and he's known for like messing with engines. He put a jet engine in the back of his Honda, and it was like in the paper at the time, so the U.S. Army recruited him kind of as like, let's have someone who thinks outside the box. That's kind of the idea of what it came from. And eventually they started to kind of distance himself, I guess is what happened. And then he got worried that they were going to like off him because like, you know, how if with the information he has, like if the government starts distancing themselves. And I had to watch the Joe Rogan podcast to kind of get this part because the documentary doesn't do the best job of explaining that part of like apparently when you're signing off on that, you pretty much sign off on the government legally tapping your phones when you work on that. So they were tapping his phones, and they found out the government knew that his wife was cheating on him before he did, and they were worried that the fact that his wife was cheating on him would affect his work. So they started distancing himself from them, and his also want for like the world to know about this, because it's kind of like, yo, UFOs, fam.
For real.
But also he predicted, I guess he didn't predict it because it just happened. Like one of the things that they say, like he knew about one of the newest elements before it was known about, and he has footage of it. He knew he had this like that he knew about this, how this government, the special government like way of figuring out people, like identifying people instead of fingerprints or handprints, or like measured your bones. And yeah.
Sorry, man, my bad.
Are you alive?
Yeah, kind of ish.
This is great. It's a 2-man podcast and you're half asleep.
And I'm half asleep. This is great. See, it's like a 1.5-man podcast.
So, well, what do you think about Bob Lazar?
Honestly, Bob Lazar is he's a revolutionary, man. Like he's somebody who the scientific community needed to come out and they need people like that to stand up and, you know, to protest for freedom of information, and, you know, that information is supposed to be free for everybody to know and to share and to like retain. The fact that, you know, the government censors it and filters it is fucked up.
Well, that's the thing. We don't fully know if it's true. I mean, I believe it, but it is also kind of crazy to believe that, like, what if, like, see, he seems legit, but, like, honestly, the documentary dude in the movie, he seems like he's really trying to hype it up he's trying to hype everything up. Like, almost everything is like, wow. And it's like, not everything's wow.
Yeah, it's not like all.
So what?
It's not like all like you see aliens like walking around here, this, that, and third, blah blah blah.
So
like
like and I don't know him, so I don't want to take like a personal attack on him. But like in the documentary itself, it seems like he comes off as a used car salesman.
Yeah. To me,
whereas Bob Lazar definitely comes off more. Like Bob Lazar just comes off as a nerd who doesn't know how It's just like even the way he answers questions is not the way a media prep person answers questions. Like, when you answer a question and you're a media prep person, you kind of rephrase the question in the answer, kind of. So then, especially in a documentary, so then you don't hear the documentary director in the background, which those parts I don't blame the documentary dude. Like, Bob Lazar was just answering in a way that, like, he had to, like, add the question.
Whoa.
Oh. And I don't think did Bob Lazar ever sell books or anything? Like, I don't think he ever like tried to make a profit off this.
No, I don't think he did.
So that's my other thing. Like, it'd be very easy to get a book deal, especially back then in the 80s, saying that shit, as popular as it was. So next topic, because it seems like you're about to fall asleep on Bob Lazar, which is funny. I fell asleep watching the documentary 3 times.
Yeah. I'm about to fall asleep just talking about it. Even though it is good, it's just like, you gotta be really like in a good head retaining information space right now. You need to be awake. I'm just fucking hurting from like partying, man. The weekend before that it was nuts, and then that 4th of July, that whole it's been fucking crazy.
This has been a party.
One big fucking party.
I've just been working on trying to get stuff moving for everything, movie, all that stuff.
It's been a party.
A lot of stuff.
Big party.
Well, hopefully this topic wakes you up. You want to talk about Taylor Swift or you want to talk about Donald Trump? I think you just fell asleep like after you heard. You're just like neither.
I don't know.
I mean, Trump is technically more important.
Yeah, let's talk about this dickhead for a minute here.
So, this past couple weeks, some of our
Ooh, it has me an idea. Hold on, continue.
All right, cool. Oh, you're getting up? Hopefully that'll wake you up a little bit also.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You're not going to the bathroom though, are you?
No.
All right, good. I was going to say, I'm really going to explain it to the audience and then re-explain it to you. Oh, swag. Yeah, that'll wake you up. That's sugar. Get your blood sugar up. Oh, swag.
Shout out to the Oreo chocolate candy bar.
Alright, so let's talk about this motherfucker Trump.
Fucking.
Actually, I don't know if he fucked mothers. Actually, he technically did fuck mothers because he had kids. Uh-huh. So his kid's mother, he has fucked mothers. I wonder if I fucked a mother. No, I haven't. Oh, no.
I have.
I wonder if any of them have become
mothers.
I wonder if any of them have become mothers since. Hopefully none of the recent ones. That'd be real bad. Yeah, if any of you are hearing this, actually don't let me know. I was gonna say let me know. Yeah, don't let me know. That's fine. I'm good. Yeah. I'm not responsible. That's fine. You probably knew that when you swiped right on me. You probably saw my caption as living meme, and then you're just like, yeah, this is gonna be a flip of the coin tonight. Well, that was actually my Tinder bio, living meme.
Really?
Well, it went back and forth. I mean, obviously, like, honestly, I went through some depressed phases, and I had the sad boy bios at certain points, but, like, for the most part, most of my bios have been, like, joking. Like, one of them was serenade me with Smash Mouth. Mm-hmm. And some girls actually, that was, like, what they typed to me. They'd, like, somebody once told me the world was trying to rule me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
You said that's so depressing.
I know, because that's a depressing ass line. But Trump, so some of our senators and stuff like that went down to the border camps, and no shit, they're fucking horrible conditions, like major human rights violations, and then Trump tries to play the good guy, acting like he wasn't the one that that did all this. And 2, he ends up giving himself a $4.6 billion aid package to aid the border. Now, here's the thing about that. There's no description that says it's explicitly going to help these camps not be human rights violations. It's just aid for the border. He wanted what do you want? He wanted $5 billion for the border wall.
No. Yeah. 5 billion.
He just gave himself 4.6 to aid it and he's putting under the gaze of, I'm gonna help these camps. I bet you most of this is about to go to that fucking wall. I bet you he just schemed his way into getting the wall. He made shit so bad at the border himself, where he pretty much now he's now like, oh, I have to build. I have to give myself $4.6 billion of aid, which has not explicitly said that it's going to go to a border wall, but it's going to probably go to. I know some of it's. I don't know. I feel some of it's going to go to a border wall.
Yeah.
If not a huge chunk of it. I'm sure he'll put like 10 million into those camps, and then he'll be like, oh, yeah. But also the shit that some of the officers are doing down there. I'm sure it's not all of them, but even then, like, some of them are fucking awful.
Yeah.
And they should not be. And the fact that some of the senators are like, and it's the main thing is they don't like that AOC is calling them out. So like they're trying to say anything to try to like disparage AOC. And the thing is like, yo, at least you're awake, bro.
Barely.
But here's the thing. I think she's fucking right about this. And you know what? You can. Sometimes people are right, even if you don't like them. Like, I don't think we should be having people in camps. I think we've done this before in this country. And
World War II.
And we agreed that this was a terrible idea back then, and now we're doing it just as bad, or if not worse, because of the living conditions at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? And the idea that it's not. My thing is like, people don't want to think there's race involved. But it's like, yeah, there is. You're not doing it to Canada.
Word.
The terrorists that came in at 9/11, they came through Canada.
Yep.
They didn't come through Mexico. When he's saying terrorists come through Mexico, what terrorists come through Mexico? Yes, there are Mexican gangs that come through, but there's also just workers that want to come through. Yeah. And a lot of the people in those camps, most of the people in those camps, are definitely not any of the gangsters.
Well,
most of them are women or children.
Well, yeah. Well,
and and you know what's the fucked up thing about the children is I shouldn't even, because I don't know the number, but there is definitely a percentage of those children that are American citizens because they were born in this country, and that's what people forget.
Yeah.
And like they're being separated from their parents, and I just don't like this whole. The thing is, he got what he wanted. He really played this game. He played a chess game. He fucked shit up so bad. I don't know if I shouldn't say intentionally because I don't know him personally, but in my opinion, intentionally, and now gave himself the money he needed. After doing horrible human rights violations, like. You know what? Fuck it. I can't call him a dumb man anymore because, he got us there. And I don't mean like us as like, because like people confuse me as like an SJW or a liberal. I mean as the American people. I'm actually a center. I'm in the center. I don't give a fuck. I just care about. I know what I think is right and morally right, and I don't think putting children in camps and separating them from their parents is all right, especially because based on their race, which you may not say it's not based on race. Then why isn't he doing it to any other immigrants that don't have a darker complexion? Like even his Muslim ban, most Muslim from the Middle East have darker complexion. Why are all these bans in countries where there's people with darker complexion? There is we can't say at this point there isn't a race thing, whether it's conscious or unconscious. There's a race thing going on with Trump, and I don't feel bad saying that, at least in my opinion. What do you think? Are you awake? Well, you are awake, but
there? Not really there.
Not feel, but how you're not? I know you don't fuck with Trump.
No.
Well, I guess we're gonna move on to the next topic.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just shot.
No, you know what? it's definitely gonna be interesting because my dad finally started listening to the podcast as of last week. I asked him what he thought about the Disney shit story. He said very accurate, but he doesn't remember cursing. Which I will say, that's what I do remember sticking out because I thought it was funny in my head. Even in that moment, he just stepped in shit and then said shit. I mean, but other than that, so let's get into the secret porn topic of this week. I actually have a couple. I've actually been watching a little bit of porn again because I've been getting projects done, so I've been able to see more as much as much as my body needs. So yeah, found some fun. I don't know which one I want to go with. I found this weird one, and I was just intrigued by the title, honestly. So I was like, YOLO, let's fuck with it. It was like rid him so hard that he left his body or some shit like that. I was just like, no. And yeah, no, it wasn't anything special. But at the end, all of a sudden, dude pulls out a needle, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And in that moment, scroll down to the comments, and of course, the first Pornhub comments, funniest thing ever. And they're just all cracking jokes about like how it ended up cutting out as soon as you pull out the needle, so you don't see anything after that. But obviously, like whoever this is was about to do like PCP or meth or some shit like that, and it's like, what the fuck? And everyone in the comments is just roasting them. Who the fuck uploads shit like that? Like, why are you gonna upload yourself doing hard drugs on a porn site? Damn, he is out.
My bad, dog.
No, you're good.
I'm just shot.
Would you ever record yourself putting hard drugs? You're doing hard drugs on a porn site?
No, hell no. Hell no.
That's my thing. Like, why are you? I mean,
I would never put me doing hard drugs on camera ever.
Well, you don't do hard drugs in general, but
yeah, but
I want to clarify that. But yeah, that's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, obviously, I've done a sex tape before. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this. But I didn't make money off it, if that makes you feel better. Or worse, because, bad business. But, like, I would never, if I was into hard drugs, which I'm not, I would never think, oh, yeah, let me do a sex tape where I end up doing hard drugs in it. Some wild shit. This world's getting crazy.
Fuck yeah.
So crazy that you need to get some sleep. So I think that's a good place to end it, honestly. It's a short podcast this week, but you know what? It's just the two of us, and it's also literally midnight, which is why Jim's falling asleep.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week, though. I'm actually gonna technically be away, but the episode will still be out. So we'll see you guys next week. I'm Matt, your illustrious host. Who are you?
Knock the fuck out.
And I'm Effort Sick. This has been My Crazy Podcast, episode 73, I think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Merch down below. Appreciate you. See you next time.